Hi everyone, welcome to Mr. Carlson's lab. So quite some time ago I put up this 369 antenna, which is right up here. I'll zoom into it in just a moment. And I used welding wire. I used 035, just Lincoln standard welding wire. And many of you said, oh, it's going to rust away and fall down. Well, it's been a couple of years now, or close to anyways. And it's still up there, been through wind and rain and snow. Lots of snows weighed it down. It does have a spring system to, relieve the pressure. It stretches springs. I'll show you that here in just a moment. So today what we're going to do is go up there and check out the condition of the wire in that truck over there. So we'll go right up to the insulators over here, which I'll zoom into again in just a second, and we'll check out the actual antenna itself. Now if I need to replace the wires, say with something stainless or something like that, I may do that. But for now, it seems to be working really well, and that antenna was really put up for the Grand Receiver Restoration Series, which is going to continue. So I've had many requests, and I posed the question on Patreon, and I've had many messages about it. I am going to continue that series. So we'll get back into that with the BC348 and the SP600 and the Collins R390A and the Raquel RA17C12 and etc. maybe even. So I'll get back into that series, and I'm going to keep the series pretty short, maybe 1 or 2 parts only per receiver. So if you're all about shortwave radios and just shortwave listening and communications receivers, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for this. I'll bring you through the entire restoration process. Now, in reality, this restoration process is going to take some time. It just does. Doing a mechanical and electrical restoration on all of these receivers is just incredibly time consuming on my end. And then of course, when you add a camera like this thing right here, it adds 4 times the amount of work. That's roughly the ratio whenever you put a camera on anything. So, and 4 times the amount of time as well, right? So just lots and lots of stuff to do. So be patient, it is coming, and then in the end, we'll line them all up and see how well each of them perform. Compare one to the other. Should be a lot of fun. Anyways, what we're going to do now, here I'll zoom into this antenna for you. So what we'll do is we'll check out the wire right at those insulators up there, and we'll also check out the rope that's holding it as well, see how well everything is holding up. Here's a look at the spring system holding the 369 antenna nice and tight. So this has also been out in the weather for years now, and it's holding up very well. So what ends up happening in the wintertime is ice and snow settles on the wires, and of course it puts weight on them, and the wires are going to obviously want to tend to sag. And what this does is this stretches this spring that ends about here and stretches it. It's been all the way up to about here at some points. And that keeps also a lot of tension on the wires during wind as well, because those 3 wires are running through the air over here, and when wind blows on them, if they're not tight enough, they'll tangle in midair, and that's a real pain to separate. So by having this amount of tension on them, keeps the wires nice and taut, and through the winter season, through snow and ice rain and everything, even though those wires have been sagging down, they've just, as the ice melts or the snow goes away, they just pull nice and tight again and go right back into position. So those are very handy. So that's all holding up very well. You can see the rope is tied up right here. So this rope just goes through the top of the spring, and it's zap strapped or tie strapped, if you like, onto the top here. So if I need to let the actual wire down, I can let that go through the spring and up through these little pulleys right here. And I can let the wires down to service them if I need to do that at any particular time. I haven't had to do that yet, and hopefully I won't have to do that for a number of years still. We'll find that out today. So right up here are a bunch of little pulleys to stop the actual rope from being sawn, because of course that's moving. Whenever there's wind, it's always moving like this, right? So the little rollers and the pulleys, they move around here and keep the rope in good condition. And there's more pulleys up at the top, which we'll take a look at here in just a moment. That level is very important. I definitely don't want to be up in this thing without knowing that there's enough of that stuff going on. So it looks like it's pretty good. Right up to about the top right here of oil. When I put the outriggers down, this will be right about 3/4 of the way down. The outriggers take a lot of oil, just them alone. And then the rest of the boom system pretty much keeps that completely level at wherever it is. So it's about, I would say 3/4 of the way to the top, or just a little more than that. So that's about 100 liters of hydraulic fluid in that. here we are up at the pulleys, and they're looking pretty good. A little bit rusty, but not too bad. Well, you can see that. Yeah, they still move, no problems. So I'll give them a shot of lubrication, and then we'll move over to the insulators and check out the wire over here. See how the wire is doing. Alright, here we are at the insulators themselves, and they're looking really good. The wire is fantastic. Now it's a little bit rusty, I hope you can see that. So, a little bit rusty, I've wound that around there. You know, it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all. That would go for years yet. So I'd give this wire probably 5 to 7 years maybe. So there's that one there. Yeah, they're looking fine. You know, a little bit rusty to be expected. But all in all, pretty decent. Rope's holding up just fine. All the zap straps, or tie straps if you prefer, are doing okay. So hopefully it's focusing on that. I can't tell. So, yeah, the wire is doing just fine. No problems whatsoever. Down here. No problems. So I think we're good to go for a little while yet, and we'll press on with the restoration series, the Grand Receiver Restoration Series. If you're interested in learning more about electronics, if you'd like to troubleshoot and repair electronics, modern and antique stuff, you're definitely going to want to check out my ongoing electronics course on Patreon. I also have the plans for the Ultra Probe there, so that's everything. Schematics, circuit designs, printed circuit board, layout designs, everything is there, with instructions on how to build it and all the stuff in between. I have many projects on Patreon that you've seen here on my regular YouTube channel. I've designed and created so many different pieces of test equipment. They are all there for you to build and enjoy, so definitely check it out. I'll put the link just below the video's description under the Show More tab, and I'll pin the link at the top of the comments section. So if you click on that link, it'll take you right there. If you're enjoying these videos, you can let me know by giving me a big thumbs up. Hang around. There'll be more videos like this coming in the very near future. We'll be doing lots of repairs and even circuitry design, troubleshooting videos, all sorts of stuff in between, restorations and all that great stuff. So stay tuned. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely do that now. All right, until next time, take care. Bye for now.